It's game time.
Yes,
it's
it
game
is.
time. How we doing? Welcome to Conversating, Conversing, and Relating. I am one half of your co-host, Jay Hughes, Coach Hughes.
Hey, I'm April Autumn.
You're not just April Autumn.
Oh, I'm sorry. April Autumn Hughes.
I,
AJ Hughes,
AJ
therapist,
you know,
coach,
you
consultant.
was saying that your acronyms almost said asshole. Like, your acronyms always mean asshole. The dude, yeah.
Like when I would do April Autumn Sparks, it looks like ass.
It looks like ass still. Yeah.
That's what Tay
that
said.
looks like asshole. Like
That's what Tay said.
We're having fun. Welcome back, crew. We got a special edition of Conversating, Conversing, and Relating. We're in a new space.
Yes.
We're in a new space. This is a real background. Look, I'm gonna touch it. See that? It's not what's the name background? Plant. Yeah. It's not a real plant, but it's a real background. It's a real background. We got coffee. We got a microwave just in case somebody's hungry. But we are at our new location for our new business. One of.
Many. I'm thankful.
It's like a Jamaican.
I have 12 businesses.
I'm a blow dry hairdresser, stripper, candy man.
You know what? I can't knock the hustle.
No, I can't knock the hustle.
Trying to be like
can't knock the hustle. But we're at one of our new businesses that we're opening up. So if you're ever in Houston and you need to rent a car, buy a car, or have your car washed, you can come visit us as soon as we have our grand opening at the Obsidian Lux Auto Group store. So this is our waiting area, technically. Yes. Yeah. So we'll be shooting here most often, doing a lot of our shows here because we have a lot of room, different atmosphere, different environment. Yep. So that's looking pretty good. And there you have it for that new environment. We have two stuff here, right? I know you see this stuff here. We're going to get into it. It's a part of the fourth business that we're doing, but they'll be easily accessed. And I hope you guys like those. I'm going to give you a hint because this right here is special to me. Not just because it says king, but it's special to me. Anyway, yeah, you're my queen, girl. Okay. Yeah, all right now. Okay. All right. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. We got some folks tuning in. And speaking of tuning in, we have some special guests today.
We do.
Yeah.
However,
yeah,
I want to give a special shout out for my jewelry provider.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
You got to lace up.
Right.
It's all pink and green.
The gift of Nye, which one of my sorority sisters, or it might be the gift of Ni. She's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I meant to call her before, but anyway.
How you say it?
Erica Hatcher, my sorority sister.
How you say it?
Yes. She adorned me with these beautiful gifts, my earrings, and then my bracelet, and I have a necklace. And so if you are interested, and she doesn't just make pink and green stuff.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
It's a variety.
Yes. She's
very
talented.
Yeah.
Very talented. Very delicate, but sturdy, beautiful pieces, custom made. So if you are ever wanting some beautiful jewelry, men, if you want to give your loved lady, some beautiful jewelry, please think of the gift of Ni or the gift of Nye. Thanks so much, Erica.
Yeah, hit it off. Thank you for the hookup on the jewelry.
She did not hook me up. I don't. We don't.
Yeah, we pay for it.
I was about to say. I was like, how much? Yes, please and thank you.
Yeah, we pay for it.
Yeah. But thank you for making it beautifully, personally for me. That's what we can say.
Right.
Because I love it.
Right. I love it. Right. So, this past weekend was Valentine's Day weekend.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Did you have a good Valentine's Day?
It was amazing.
Did you really?
You got me. You actually surprised me, and you never really surprised me. It's usually me surprising you.
How do I never surprise you? Because I'm like, here it is.
Yeah, you like here.
I don't be like, here it is.
Not like here, but it's like, baby, I got you something. You can't hold it. You held it this time.
It's like a guy with a weak bladder. Can't hold it.
You know what?
Can't hold it.
So, and I was really shocked about the gift, and then we had a really good time hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
So it was a really good time.
Yeah. I had a really good time. I had got a phenomenal gift. But I like giving you gifts, so that's my thing.
You do.
But in lieu of Valentine's Day weekend, we decided to do something different here, and something we might do even more often. We decided to invite 2 seasoned couples to the show to share with us their love story and some information about how they're able to keep things spicy and, just give some hope and inspiration to the. Are you singing? You singing?
Spicy.
Spicy. That quack.
Okay, I don't know what that was. That's not spicy. That's kind of gross.
But
anyway,
we're gonna bring them to the stage. First up, we're gonna bring up these some gang. They all gangsters.
They are.
They all gangsters. We have gangsters and thugs. Yeah.
We love them.
In a good way. We're going to bring up these North Dallas Hughes's. Y'all give a shout out. Special welcome to the North Dallas Hughes's coming to the stage. How we doing?
Hey, we cold up here.
Y'all cold?
It's toasty in here, but it's cold out there as well.
No. It's cold outside, but it's cold enough outside. It's trying to creep inside. It's cold up here.
Yeah. Yes. No, we ain't with all that. No. We ain't with all that. No. Lamont and Renata Hughes, North Dallas. Y'all give them a special welcome. Hey. Next up, we got another gangster couple we love so much because they some real thugs. We love them. And they are very active, like the North Dallas Hughes. They're active in the community. Both couples are active. This is why we chose these couples, because they're active in the community. They're doing stuff together, just like we do stuff together. So we think they were a good fit. Let's bring Delon and Kalia to the stage. Y'all welcome them, the Fletchers. Yeah. What's up? How y'all doing?
What up?
North Carolina in the building. Hey. So we got Dallas and North Carolina representing, and we got Houston holding it down, of course, is what we're doing.
Yes.
So these couples are instrumental to us as people, as friends, as family. And so we felt like these would be some good people to give you guys, our viewers, some good information on what really makes a marriage works, the ups and downs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask them some questions. Are y'all ready for some questions?
Yeah, bring it on.
Y'all ready?
It reminds me of the Hollywood Squares. I know I'm dating myself when I say that, but I promise I'd always want to be on the Hollywood Squares.
This is about as close as we're going to get right now. This is pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Look, Delon looked up too. I'm looking.
Oh my God.
Let me look down. Let me look down at Kalia down there.
Y'all are funny.
Yeah.
If anybody in our chat definitely has a question for him, please feel free to ask. That's what we want. But let's get to the first question. Let's get into this because it's Valentine's Day weekend. Everybody wants to know, especially inquiring minds, how did you guys meet? And what was the moment you guys knew that other person was it?
Can we have the Fletchers first, please?
Fletchers, y'all go first. How'd y'all meet? And when did you know it was?
Order for an ex.
Yeah, that was her.
You want to go first, Mike?
Oh, that was him. Yeah. How'd y'all know it was for each other? Tell us that story.
I'll go first because we have 2 different theatrical versions of the story.
This is a real movie,
and his is by far more entertaining. So I'll go first.
Oh, my light. Hold on. Go ahead. Keep going.
My freshman year of college, I had made plans to come home and get my first job, and so I was hired at the local popular sneaker store, and so Delon was working there, and I saw that fine handsome thing up at the register, and I said, okay, I want to get to know him, but I'm going to wait for the moment and the opportunity. Long story short, that was May. By the end of the summer, we had went on several dates, and I had said to myself, okay, I really like this guy, but I'm going to let time do what time does, and I'm going to be patient for once. For
Right.
the first time, I'm going to decide to be patient in a relationship and just see where it goes. So went away to school. We had a long distance relationship, and that went really well. I came home for spring break that sophomore year, and we went to church. And I said to him after we left, I said, I feel like I heard God say, you're the one. And I looked at him and I said, did you hear that? And he was like, yeah. And so from that point, 4 months later, we were married. We were grown. I couldn't drink yet, but we were married. I was 20 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was all she wrote. But here comes the more theatrical version. Go ahead.
All right.
So it went something like this. So we were working at the same store. Yeah, she's telling the truth. However, when I literally first saw her, it was literally from the Russell Athletic T-shirt rack. Am I lying? Nope.
No, you're not
It was
lying.
right in front of the T-shirt rack, and I heard a voice that said to me, "That's going to be your wife." And I was like, "Say word." You know, I wasn't quite yet ready. I was still young, didn't know what I really wanted out of life.
Still had that black book.
Yep, still had the book and still had the book. And I kind of shucked it off and I kind of giggled for about maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, give or take. And then my sister came into the store, and back in our hometown, my mom had a very influential space of ministry. Kalia, unbeknownst to me, had attended a women's conference that my mom had facilitated a few weeks prior. And my sister came into the store and said, "Oh man, I recognize that girl right there. That's the girl that your mother was talking to. And your mother was talking to her about who her husband was and what her husband would be." And
But I didn't know that was you. I didn't know the two of
she
you
had
were
no
linked.
clue it was me.
Yeah.
And my sister said, and it sounded just like you. And so when I heard that, it just sealed everything that I've heard when I first even walked past Kalia. And then, you know, the game was over for me ever since.
It sounded like Jesus was like, "Hey, that's your nigga over there."
Yeah. That was how he said it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Jesus told Kalia, hey, chick, that's your nigga over there. Okay?
Yep.
He's
He the one.
so silly.
He the one. That's definitely
That's
beautiful.
so
It's
beautiful.
definitely a good love story.
Yeah.
North Dallas Fuses.
We ready.
We ready for this one. Y'all gotta give us the. I know there's 2 different versions.
That's right. Look, I think they got 2 X's at the bottom of my tic-tac-toe board already. Yeah. That's a tough act to follow right there.
All
It's okay.
stories are not the same.
I mean, but I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for the challenge. I'm trying to score an O at the top right.
Get to it.
So, look, we are on our 3rd marriage.
Okay.
And we came into it like most young people imagined that they would come into marriage on some grown folk stuff. Okay. Right. So we had already been through and been there and done that. And we had to, we met and we were like just dating. I wasn't intending to get married. Let me be clear about that. My dramatic thing was I needed some medical insurance. That's what I needed. So I was trying to marry up on some good medical. She had the Blue Cross Blue Shield going on there at her job, fully covered and whatnot. And it was the high dollar stuff. And I didn't have that at my job. And I was look, people be playing, but you get to a certain age, you got priorities, right? Priorities.
Yeah.
You need medical insurance is important.
That's important.
So you get to the best doctors, and get hit up. So look, I have done a lot of things in my lifetime as a young man for a lot of other reasons that were silly. Now that I think about it at this age, and right then I had a friend, a teammate in her and we were friends and teammates. We were enjoying ourselves, and I need this medical insurance. So I was like, you know what? I can marry this woman, get this medical insurance because this is what she needed on the spiritual level. I'm gonna let her tell it because you know that the Fletchers they got the two versions. So this is my version. I'm going first with the dramatic one. She'll go with the less dramatic, I'm sure, right? So yeah, I married my friend because that's what my friend required, and I required medical insurance. So we were really squaring that away on that bit right there. But we remained friends and dating. As far as knowing the moment, if you will, I mean, that was an interesting moment. You're talking about two friends sitting down in the middle of a cruise ship at the galley part eating, having a serious conversation about are we going to get married or not. And I looked her dead in the eye with some old Billy D. Williams. Now I'm dating myself now. Some Billy D. Williams Colt 45 energy and said, look, I don't need nor require to get married, but I will marry you as my friend if that's what you need for your life. I don't need that. I know that I love and care for you, and I can love and care for you to the end of time, how it is. But if that's what you need, I can do that for you. And got up from the table and walked away and let her rest on that thought for a while.
The marinade on it like neck bone juice.
Marinade like neck bone juice.
That was real.
That was real, yeah.
But also
Beautiful.
it sounds very supportive and loving.
That's very
I think.
Yeah, I thought so. Let's hear the other version because I know she got the other version. Miss Renata, what's the other version?
You know, I really wish there was another version, but there is not. You know,
from your point of view, the version that you have.
Listen, Lamont actually said those things, and for me, if I'm being extremely transparent, in that moment for me, it was either we do this God's way or we don't do it at all. So that's just where I was with the thing. He was indeed a friend of mine. We met through mutual friends, and we became the best of friends. And I didn't want to see my life in a different space with him. And so spiritually, I needed those things to go together for me, right? And whatever he needed to tell himself, if it was the insurance, it was the insurance. Whatever he needed to tell himself, it was okay with me. But the fact was that he was my friend. And I wanted to be in a different space with him. Partnership, I saw marriage different for me. It wasn't this old got knocked over the head and stars was above my eyes. This was a thought out decision that two friends and two partners decided to do. And so I'm grateful, that we decided to do that. And if insurance, which he did need, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. But if that's what made sense for him, what made sense for me, which was my spiritual walk with God, that made sense for me. And it might not have made sense for him. But this was two different people who knew he wasn't ready. I was ready. And then we were at that point. If this wasn't going to work, we were okay. But we were going to have to go our separate ways and still be friends in a different space. So.
Well, I needed that corporate merger. See?
Corporate merger is crazy.
That corporate merger together. And because I had been down the road of infatuated with someone and lusting for someone and hey, this is the right thing that's expected by friends and family to do. And I've been down that road where, I don't want to be lonely, so let me get with somebody. I've been down.
Yeah.
This time, I was like, we married and chose to get married what I consider some adult right reasons. I needed that health care. She had it. She needed this right here for a spiritual relationship. I was a friend and I was willing to provide that. And I did provide that. And then in the time that we've been together, I've come to realize that the healthcare that I got wasn't Blue Cross Blue Shield. It was this man called Jesus.
Yeah.
So that's the healthcare I got. Into the spirit.
Yeah, that's a better healthcare.
Yeah,
it's better healthcare. Married with benefits sounds way better than friends with benefits. Laughing. That's what's up. That is what's up. Yeah. If your insurance help him sleep at night, huh, sis?
Right.
That's all I'm saying, sis. That's all.
Let me be clear. It ain't insurance that helped me sleep at night.
Right.
It's grown folk conversation now.
It is.
Yeah, it's gonna get real. It's gonna get real today.
Right.
Today.
I'm gonna slide on into the next question because I think a lot of what you're talking about and talking about your needs, wants, and desires, it fits into this question. So, what role did self-love and self-awareness play in your journey towards marriage?
Anybody can answer first.
That's a tricky one. It's kind of wild because for me, I know that I had to really understand self-love to fidelity in order to really do what I needed to do for my partner. I wasn't really raised to put me first. You know, I had this warped view with so many different perspectives and being in the church and whatnot. It was very service driven. And so one of the things that I realized on the journey was that I didn't really know how to love myself at first. And I think it's only when I learned how to love myself that I became better for my partner and being able to meet her needs.
Okay.
That's good.
That's dope.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Renata, what about you? What did you have in that role in self-love and self-awareness? How'd that help for you?
Well, you know, for me, I had come to know who I was just before Lamont and I got married or got into a serious relationship. He walked that journey with me of me getting to know who I was, the self-love and self-awareness. And one thing that I promised myself before even knowing that he and I would be a couple was that nobody would ever take that from me and that I would never lay it down for anybody. And so the agreement was and has been throughout our relationship that I gotta love me. I gotta love me in order to love you. And I need him to be able to do the same for himself. Right. And so the stuff that I used to do and the way I used to be clingy and be afraid to do certain things because I didn't know who I was and say certain things, those days were over with. And so as I walked that self-journey, self-awareness for myself prior to being with him, I needed that for me in order to continue and still need that from me in this relationship. So I encourage it for him, right? And so while we're together a lot, we both need things separate individually in order to make this work. It's impossible to do it otherwise to me. It's impossible. So I encourage him, hey, love you, do you, and be you, because it's only when you are better you that you can be better to me, like DeLon said he was better to his partner. So he can't be better to me if he ain't better to himself. So I encourage him to do things for yourself, with yourself, by yourself, with whoever else, your friends. Because for me, I need to be able to do that for me. So when we're together, we are better for each other.
Right.
I love that, Renata. We talk a lot about dating yourself,
right,
and doing things for yourself. And it sounds like that is exactly where you are. Like a lot of people don't understand. You love from the overflow,
right,
not from an empty space to get somebody to feel you, but you are loving from the things that you have already put into you. So that's good. Good job.
That's good.
What about you, Miss Kalia? How that self-awareness and self-love that you either found like Renata on your journey with DeLon, or did you have it beforehand, or how did that come about for you?
For me, I had to learn that along the way. And you know, as you know from my story, I was 20 when I got married. And so love me, I didn't even know who me was. So you know,
well, you know I'm keeping it on like this.
What'd you say?
Go ahead. It's auto lights. Go ahead.
I was young, I was unhealed from wounds that I didn't even understand. Some I didn't even know I had. So the deficiencies in self-love and self-awareness made a rocky road for me on our journey towards marriage. But really not so much, because again, that journey was only 4 months long. But it was once we were married, and we've been married for 26 years now. but it made for a rocky start, not those deficiencies. And it really wasn't until through therapy and coaching that where I had to learn what that looked like, because I didn't grow up with the example of what healthy self-love was.
Yeah.
So here I am, a whole grown married woman, people's mama out here in these streets, and I'm learning about how to love myself. And so I would say that the journey for me of self-love and the journey of self-awareness, yes, like Renata and Lamont, Delon walked that out with me, still walks it out with me. Because what I've learned is that the journey's never over.
Yeah.
So he has walked that out with me, and it has taken our marriage to exponential places that I did not think it could go, in all honesty and transparency. Me learning to love me has allowed our marriage to really take off.
That's good.
That's real good. That's really good. Yeah. I think it's so important to understand it's not if you start the journey late, it's that you start the journey
at all.
Yeah. To get to know you. And I love that. I mean, you can get to know you anytime. Just decide, okay, right today. It's going to be a little bit at a time, 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. I'm going to get to know me, to love me, to all of the things just for me. So I love that.
A lot of people get married or get in relationships and are comfortable with letting that other person pour into them without the reciprocity. Therefore, they never start the journey. So to have the courage to, one, recognize, oh shit, I need to figure out who the hell I am instead of trying to love this person. And then having the courage to go on that says a lot as far as strength and character. So definitely shout out to you guys for doing that, and shout out to the men that allowed you to say, don't worry about it. I'm going to walk through this with you because that's what I want to do. And that's what I feel like I need to do as a man to help assist you in this journey.
I think with that, when they do it, it's like a give and take, as you said, the reciprocity. I'm finding out things about me. Well, you're growing, so let me do some growing too. Let me stretch a little bit too. And so that whole iron sharpens iron kind of thing in your relationship, in your partnership.
Right.
So
and you know what? In a healthy. Oh.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. What you got?
And in a healthy space, in a healthy relationship, there is no expiration date on that, because as long as we're living and as long as we're breathing, we change and evolve. And sometimes through those evolutions, we have to relearn how to love our new self.
Yeah.
And so there's still there's this ever going path, so to speak, on self-love and walking with your partner through it.
Yeah. Right. I think it's amazing when you can, have somebody to grow with that loves you and loves you through it as you love yourself. Like, I think that is amazing, and there's always benefits to that. However, and not to discredit it at all, for me, I don't know that my relationship would be the way that it is if I had not gone through it by myself. And it was something that I needed only because I had been through 2 previous marriages, and the common denominator was me. The common denominator was me and what I needed to do for me. There was no bad intention or ill will or deflect on the people I was married to. It was me that needed something different and needed to do something different. And it didn't take God long to do what he needed to do with me. It didn't take him long at all to do what he needed to do with me. And so when he did it, there was just no turning back, and there's never no turning back, right? And so the difference now for me and what I used to be and used to look like and who I used to be with them versus now is completely different. And there's some people that can witness to the night and day, that God has done for me through that. So when you got somebody that can love you through it, amen. And that's a whole testimony in itself of what God can do from who you were to who you are now through the midst of a 26, 27-year marriage. Yet when he does it with you on your own, that's a story in itself. As my friend has said, you know what to look for, what to say no to, what to tolerate with anybody, not just your partner, but with anybody, even your children. You feel me?
Right.
Well said.
Well said.
All I would say on that is who you marry on your wedding day and who you wake up with the following year.
No, right.
Oh,
And thank
You
God.
better say more, bro. You better
Thank
say
God.
more on that.
Yeah, thank God.
Right?
Because I'm better today than I was yesterday in every way.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tie this in on the spiritual part. That's the renewing spirit as the Lord come for daily bread. And so you got a daily helpmate next to you that changes daily as well as you change daily. Because now I don't necessarily need that Blue Cross Blue Shield, but I do like it. Don't get that wrong. I don't need it now. But now I'm on
whatever you need to tell yourself.
now I'm on that Jesus healthcare. And then Jesus healthcare, it ain't got no expiration date, don't need no copay.
Nope.
Nothing.
Don't need to worry about the deductible or what the expense was for the end of the year. And that allowed me, as first of all, individually, I have put the two of us in this situation, such as for me, I'm loving and seeking the face of my God first. And in seeking the face of my God first, I'm asking him to show me how to love myself while I seek his face. And in showing me how to love myself, he's training and teaching and molding me how to love my wife. I ask her to do the same. Don't seek our relationship first. Seek the face of God first and let him love upon you. And then he will teach and train you how to love upon me. And then we loving upon each other through that overflow. Well, that's the ideal menage a trois, is it not?
Hey, okay.
Hey, facts.
There it is.
Seriousness behind them jokes, so you gotta just let them get it out.
Hey, it's grown folk talk, but it's talk that we need to hear because again, a lot of people don't have this kind of example or know where to look. If they look at y'all, they would know, oh my God, they're married. Oh my God, they think it's up here, that there's no valleys, there's no peaks, there's no boring points or anything else like that. They just see what's on TV, what's outside and all these other things. So this is the importance of this whole conversation today and this whole podcast today is to show other people that this is what marriage really looks like. It's tests, it's trials, it's tribulations, not just of your partner, but of self, right?
Yeah.
Because people think, oh, this is a battlefield right here. No, the battlefield isn't here.
Yes.
So you can grab your partner and fight the rest of the battlefield together because that's how it's supposed to be in that situation. So a lot of people don't understand that this is where it's at.
You need a teammate and not an opponent.
That's right.
Yes.
So many marriages are opponents playing the game against each other than teammates.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's true. It's true.
Wow.
And
you know what?
That statement that Marcella just made, it's a blessing to have a partner that's willing to shift when it's time. That's good.
That's good.
What did Ludacris say? When I move, you move.
Just like that. And I don't mean
like that. Kalia, what was you gonna say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that with self-love, what I've come to understand too is that if I can love me, somebody who I can't run away from and get away from, then it's easier to love somebody who can leave or can't. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I can't run away from me. I can't hide me. So if I can take the good, the bad, the ugly, and learn to show myself grace, then it's that much easier to love somebody else.
Yeah. But you don't look at them in the sense of, if I can add to that, Kalia, you don't look at them in the sense of, oh, that's my husband and he's supposed to do this and he's supposed to do that. you look at it in the sense of that's my friend and he's human and he's seen the side of me
Right.
that nobody else has seen, that I, have seen on my own. And I know I'm a mess, my own self. So
Yeah.
you give more grace to them as you learn to give grace to yourself. Yet there's sometimes that stuff just does not come until you see you.
Mhm.
Until you see you. The moment that you see you, you'll stop pointing that finger at somebody else and try to talk about them and tell them what they need.
That's right.
Yeah.
These
That's
are bars.
Listen.
These are so many bars y'all giving, and I hope our audience is paying attention, because again, these are married couples who've had situations, who've come from previous marriages, who've had different things happen in their life to where it wasn't perfect. It didn't end perfect, but for them in this season with their current partner, it's working out perfectly. And that's including the highs. That's including the lows. That's including the boring points in the relationship, right?
Right.
It's working out perfectly because not only are they in love with themselves, but they're in love with their partner. As Big LA would say, I have a partner. I don't have an adversary. And a lot of you people are running around here, just like he said, in marriages with your adversary. That's why you ain't getting nowhere.
Right.
So you look at these people on this panel and they're telling you how you can go from an adversary to a partner.
Right.
So let's go to this next question, because a lot of this has to do with what you guys just talked about. And this is going to get into the mechanics of it. And the question is, how do you hold space for each other's personal growth without feeling like you're growing apart? This is just getting into the dynamics of it. Like, what's your method for giving your partner grace, understanding, and room to grow and find themselves?
This is my friend. This is my friend. Real talk. You will have understanding for your friends more so than you will for your mate sometimes. It's been my life lesson. So in this time around, this is my friend. And me and my friends, we sometimes fall out with each other. What the old folks say, teeth and tongue fall out, but they still get back together. This is my friend. So I got an understanding for my friend where I didn't before. The good book, the Bible, says no greater love. No greater love than a man lay down his life for his friend. Don't say his wife. Don't say his cousin, his brother, his mother, or his father. It says his friend. And then this time around for us, it has made a world of difference that I move in this space with the wifey t-shirt, with my friend. And the friendship has led to a stronger relationship, has led to space for when I'm having an attitude because I had a long day at work and put in a bunch of hours and had a lot of trying calls. And I'm not as understanding as I should be or as patient with her as I should be. Or when we have different political views, or when we have different feelings on situations that occur, or the simple thing of, what do you want to eat?
That can be hard sometimes.
That's hard. But that's hard. That's a different relationship. And that makes a difference. And so holding space for each other, Renata, how do you hold space for him and his growth?
That's challenging. That's challenging in itself, to be honest. When for me, it's when I'm still growing myself and I'm enjoying the growth that I have. Sometimes we bump heads with, right? And what I mean by that is that we bump heads in a matter of when I need my space or when I need some space and he wants to come over in that space. Sometimes there's friction. And I have to be mindful that my growth still has to create room for him, right? That my growth and his growth as well still has to create room for me. And so what I mean for that is that along when things are growing, sometimes weeds and stuff try to come in or weeds are dying. And so that's me the things that I have been used to or the way that I used to be that's no longer working for us, that's trying to die as I grow, and vice versa, that sometimes try to get tangled up. And we'll go to being at each other for no reason and not understanding what's happening. Like we can see the fruits of our labor, but we still are at each other and not understanding why. And so at that moment, it just takes being able to have some conversation and talk about it, right? And being transparent. So I think in one word for me, allowing personal growth, so we don't feel like we're growing apart, is being transparent. Is the only way that I have learned to be since I've become to know myself, is to be transparent with him and trust that he, where he, even during the times where he may not understand, that he allows that space for me to be able to grow. And the same with him. There's some things that I don't understand. And to be honest, I don't know that I ever will. But allowing him that space to be him. So when he says things that might sound inappropriate, or that might sound like it's too much, or, you know, whatever the case it is, I have to let him be him, because that's his space to grow. God couldn't come in and do what he was doing with him, going beyond that insurance, or to let him see that the insurance that he was talking about was the Lord, if I kept trying to stop him from saying what it was he said. He needed to say what he needed to say so God can do what he needed to do. That was the growth. You feel me?
Right.
So it's the same with me. So it's God himself that has allowed me to make the space for him for growth.
That's right.
I appreciate you saying that it's difficult
Yeah.
sometimes,
Yeah.
because I think people are like, "Oh no, it's so easy," you know, make it seem so. No, it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's hard.
And so I
It's
appreciate
hard.
you being very transparent in this moment and say, "Listen, I'm growing. He's growing. We're stretching. We're doing." And sometimes it's difficult. So
Right.
I appreciate that transparency.
Kalia and Delon, I want you to hold on. I know you was gonna say it, Renata. I know, but I want Kalia and Delon to answer this
I'm sorry,
question
y'all. Yeah, go ahead.
that Miss Linda posted. She said, this is probably why I'm single, because I'm growing and you might want to catch up. How do you encourage your partner when they're stagnant, and how do you know when to continue your growth? Kalia and Delon, I'm gonna leave that one to you guys while you explain your process and letting each other grow.
Well, I'll go ahead and let you answer that, Delon, because I think you have some experience, a little more experience in that.
I feel a bus driving behind me. No, but honestly,
Better run, homie. Better run.
but on the real, I think at the end of the day, you still have to, you got to give grace for the process.
Yeah.
Renata has really encapsulated the response, I think, but you have to give grace for the process. And we also have to understand that everybody's got a different mechanism for growth. I mean, if you know anything about grass, there's grass that needs water, there's grass that needs light. What makes you grow is not going to be the same always that makes your partner grow.
Yeah.
But you have to give your partner the capacity to go through their process to get where they need to be, because the best them equates to the best we. But sometimes we cannibalize that journey that our partner is going through because it doesn't reflect what it takes for us to grow. We cannot be selfish when it comes to growth and partnership. Because what often happens is that we put so much emphasis on driving how we think it should be, and it's a way that doesn't work for them. It's tone deaf at times. And so I just think when you think about when your partner is stagnant, I think that the challenge can be that they may appear stagnant if it doesn't reflect your journey, or perhaps they need support getting to their next step to help them get more motion. But what usually happens in that space is that contention, or what looks like one not trying, one not working. They may be incapacitated. There could be other barriers. Sometimes we kind of cut their legs out from underneath them. So I would just say, do what you can to ensure that you're being the best that you can, to be sensitive to the needs that your partner indicates that they need, rather than what you think they should do.
That's good. That's good.
Oh Lord.
And I think with that too, we have to sit with ourselves. First, just to speak to Amazonian Linda, am I saying it right? And encouraging your partner when you think they're stagnant, like Delon said, really, what's your measuring stick here? But and that's real. But I think sitting with yourself and asking a sobering question like, why do I love them? What made me come to this space to begin with? And kind of filtering out, the stress, the emotions, that negative energy, and coming back to love and, okay, what was it? What is it? And kind of anchoring into that. I think that can help in those moments when you feel, and always remembering feelings can mislead us and will lie. But when we feel like, we're not making any motion. But in terms of how I hold space for Delon, what's really helped me to this point to hold space for him and his growth is one of April's favorite words, intentionality. I have to be intentional about showing grace. I have to be intentional. I have to whip my own self, my own flesh a lot of times, and just give that love and that room and that grace.
Is it easy,
so, no, hell no, it ain't easy sometimes. I mean, sometimes the kids
dealing with this nigga.
Say what you can.
No.
Well, damn.
Hell no, girl.
No. It can be hard. It can be hard. It can be hard because we're both growing,
I think it's important to understand that nobody can stunt your growth but you. Nobody can stunt your growth but you. I think that's the main thing too.
Renata.
No, one more
time for the people in the back.
Nobody can stunt your growth but you.
But a lot of people be stunting their growth because they lie to themselves.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
They be lying to themselves.
Right.
And what I have learned is it is hard. It is hard to be truthful with somebody who lie to themselves and expect them to be truthful with you.
Because it ain't gonna happen.
Because they lie to themselves.
It ain't gonna happen. One thing that Stella Coleman, I call her my Stella. She's a mom, a sister, aunt, all that wrapped up in one. But one thing that she taught me was she said that her job, a woman's job, she believes in a marriage is to protect her spouse, to protect her partner. So when things are going bad in their marriage or going wrong, everybody don't need to know what's going on. She said that all hell can be breaking loose in her house, but when she come outside, she said they're a unified front. You would never know. And I know she's not lying because I lived with her and I saw some things and heard some things. But when they walked outside that door, you never knew what was going on. She said, no, that's not my job. She said, my job is not to make my husband look bad. My job is to make him look good no matter what, like he does me. So when you say your partner's growth is stunt, then to me, to say that, to me, what is it that you are doing or can you do to help, like change the perspective of what that looks like for you, right? There's some things that you won't ever be able to say per se and do to enhance their growth, but you got to do some things behind closed doors on your knees and be praying and speak positive. And again, it's their willingness to want to change. So sometimes they probably won't, or they may not do it when you think they should do it. But the point is that you continue to go on and grow, and God will do the rest. What did the Lord say? He said about water and the light. The Bible talks about, you plant the seed, do the watering. You plant the seed is planted. Somebody else will do the watering, and God will get the increase, right? So nobody can stunt your growth but you.
Love it.
Well,
Love it.
right.
Listen. This as Nikki says, Bunada don't play. That's what it is. That's what it is. But this is what it's about. You can't get this kind of jewel from anywhere unless you have these kind of conversations. And we have these kind of conversations on this show. That's why we bought these two, what we feel is like powerhouse couples who have the experience, who have the knowledge, who have the understandings, and have been battle tested. They are telling you some solid jewels. Yeah. Whether you go home and use it is on you, but at the end of the day, their results is right in front of you. These is what we call couple goals.
Some people don't like that, but that's okay. Because listen, they say things that make me say, let me write that down.
Yeah.
Let me write that down.
These are facts.
So speaking of couple goals, right? Mm-hmm. And this is Black History Month, right? Yeah. And Valentine's Day, all of that good stuff. And so my next question is really about Black love. And what do you think are some of the biggest misconceptions about Black love? Give us your top 3 misconceptions about Black love and especially Black marriage.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest misconceptions about Black love is that Black people don't say it's Black love. Yeah. I've been Black all along since I've been born, still Black today. But I don't consider and think of myself having Black love. I think of myself as having love.
Right.
I'm glad we have Black History Month. I really am. And there's a lot of Black historical Black people that went before me and blazed a trail that I'm trying to follow and cut a new path through the tall grass right now myself. However, I don't think they set out and said, hey, I'm Black and I'm going to do this. They said I'm man or I'm woman and I'm going to do this. And they just so happen to be a member of the Black race. I don't think Black love, well, let me put it like this. For me and my God, he ain't say, hey, Black Hughes, what's happening? He said, hey, he say, son, you're messing up, slow down, go to the left, go to the right, run faster, slow back, sit down somewhere and wait for me to give this answer to you. But it's not, it's not race first. Some people think it's race first. And if you see my color before you see me as a man, we already got a problem.
Strong, very strong. Who else?
I think for me, that it's not typecasted, right? I think when you say the word, this is Black love, maybe for me, my demographic and those that I connect with, there's an impression that it's, oils we burn in sage, we just sitting here watching Roots 3 times a week and shit like that. Whereas when the reality of it, I think the true definition of Black love, it comes in the totality of our ability to love what belongs to us intrinsically and through community, right? Our ability to love those that are in our neighborhoods and just to be able to connect with those, celebrate the highlights and the things that make us unique as a culture. Like, you can't lay in the bed with outside clothes, right? That's Black love to me. Right.
Put those school clothes on. Put those regular clothes on.
We just came off and take some church clothes off.
I know you ain't running around here with shoes.
But we have something that is just so unique to our culture, which still affirms and edifies each other when we are in relationship. And so that's my take on it.
Right. Solid. Lady?
I agree along the lines with both of them. When I look at Black love, because I had to look up the definition. I'm gonna be honest with you when you said we were going to do some talking about it, because again, for me, my love is not given or received because I'm Black. I'm with Lamont. Love supersedes color for me. But by the same token, though, the way I believe that the term Black love is sometimes misconstrued is when we restrict it to just romantic relationships. I do believe that Black love it encompasses loving our Black selves unapologetically,
Yes.
authentically, and the way we do it. You know, I agree with Delon that we're a very unique people because, and I'm not saying we're better than anybody else online right now, but we are unique because of what we've been through. And so what we've been through has pressed out a certain type of oil that we flow with. And so with that being said, you know, I think that Black love is about the various types of relationships and how we uplift one another and how we edify our community. So I think that's one of the misconceptions about Black love, that it's just about romantic relationships. It's more than that. It's more powerful than that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Renata, what's your take on it?
I think Kalia hit on something. That one of the misconceptions I think is that while it benefited us, I think it's looked upon as a disadvantage about where we came from and what we went through. And I think the misconception is because we came from that we're going to act a certain way and be a certain way, or that we're not going to make it, or that our love doesn't matter. And so I agree with everything that has been said, you know, tonight concerning Black love, of what I view or what is viewed first. And of course, when the Bible speaks of love, that it covers a multitude of sin, it covers a multitude of fault. You know, it doesn't talk about color per se. However, I do think that just a misconception, if we're thinking about it in a form of Black love or, you know, race, that the misconception is because of what we've been through, what we've come from, slavery and all of those different type things, that our love doesn't exist, or that we don't have it, or that we're not going to make it. Just the negative aspect of it is what I think a misconception about Black love is.
I'm going to follow up on that and say another misconception about Black love is that it's only for Black people. Black love is ever more evolving. We as a people are ever more evolving. So what it meant in the 30s and 40s didn't mean it in the 60s and 70s, didn't mean it in the 80s and 90s, when my favorite cartoons were out in the 90s, and don't mean it now in 2025. Black love is a powerful movement, not a state of mind or one location that you can pin down and circumvent and define it right there for that moment. Yes, perhaps you can give it for today, but it will evolve and change and be something different tomorrow. And it's not unique and only for us Black people. It is not just the love that we show within the community, in the race, but it's the love we show outward for other races and other communities.
Right.
To many after. Yes, absolutely.
Love it. These are all good talking points and solid observations for some veteran couples. Just got one more question, and then we'll go into something else. But this one's important. I think I want you guys to try to sum this up the best way you can in kind of a, you know, like a couple of liners or a lasting quote or whatever, and kind of go into the quote, what you mean by it. But the question is, what's the best lesson marriage has taught you about your life? Or I'll add to that, about yourself in general.
I'll be the first to go if I can. I think the best lesson that, and I'm glad Jamon added the end part. I think the best lesson that marriage has taught me, and this is not just this marriage, it's all of them, that I have been a part of, have taught me to love me no matter what. To love me no matter what, to love God no matter what. Those are the two things that marriage has taught me regardless. And that's no downfall on him. That's no negative speaking on anyone else. It's just about me, right? And it might sound selfish to a lot of people, but I can't love anybody better than I love myself. I just can't. I just can't. So if marriage has not taught me anything else, it has taught me to love God and to love me.
Okay.
Hey, if you don't put the mask on the airliner, as it says, if you don't put the mask on yourself first, you can't help nobody else.
That's right.
It's
right.
This time around, I have learned what I knew but couldn't articulate it at my younger age of 19, 20. This. I needed to have first my own set of wheels, my own place, my own career or job, my own relationship with Christ, and then I would be ready for a wife. There have been times that I have skipped those other processes and it didn't work out. But this time it's worked out so well because I had my own place, I had my own wheels, I had my own career, and I was seeking the face of my Savior. And my Savior blessed me, wife.
Love it.
So I tell young men when I run across them, no matter what melatonin challenge they have and what stage they're at, when they go, how do I know, whatever, look at yourself first. Do you have your own wheels? Do you have your own place? Do you have your own career? Do you have your own relationship with Christ? Then you're ready. How do you know she's the right one? Does she have her own wheels? Does she have her own place? Does she have her own job? Does she have a relationship with Christ? Then she might be ready.
Don't forget the
You
insurance.
could be missing one of those things, but if you miss three of them,
What you say?
You got to have good insurance too.
What she said? Oh, listen, the question is, if I got all that, you better find out whether or not I want you. If I have all that on my own,
hey, and that's what you want. You want a woman that wants you, not needs you.
There it is.
Because if she needs you, as soon as that need is up, your time is up.
Out of there.
That's good. That's good, bro.
Yeah. Francis, what you got for us on what did you learn and what has the marriage taught you about life and about yourself in general?
Marriage teaches me a different a different way to experience love. I have real love with my mother. I have real love with my children. Becoming a mother taught me a different type of unconditional love. But marriage has taught me about love and how much I really don't know about the depths of it. And that it really can, it's like the ocean. We don't know where the ocean ends in terms of how far down. And marriage has given me that type of experience with love. Because I'm fortunate to be in, and I know that I'm fortunate to be in a relationship that experiences different levels and seasons of love. Some people do feel like, hey, nothing's changed. Everything's still the same. But I'm still experiencing new things with this man, things that excite me, things that still make me April doing the shoulder shimmy, but so marriage has taught me that about love, that there are just depths that are endless. So I'm grateful to learn about love in that way.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep, like the ocean. That's deep. Really, really good. Delon, what you got for us?
Man, I don't know if I should say my answer, but for me, marriage just told me not to take myself that damn serious. Sometimes you just gotta wake up in the morning, stand in the mirror, and be like, "Nigga, go sit down." It's just not that deep. I feel that for me, it is learning how to be sensitive and understand that marriage is a constant, dynamically changing relationship. It ebbs, it flows, and sometimes we mess up the current or the natural momentum of it. And so I think my biggest thing was to learn how to take a step back and how not to become so hyper over like the dumbest of things, and ultimately be able to be in tune with my partner whom I love. And I think in doing such, it has been a very valuable lesson for me as a man.
Oh man. Once again, wonderful, wonderful answers. A whole lot of jewels, a whole lot of knowledge and wisdom in this conversation.
Always with these two couples, I mean, they are phenomenal. I mean, and if you guys didn't know, and if someone hasn't told you, let us say it again. You all are phenomenal. Right? Yeah. And I think one of the important things that we wanted to display here is that a lot of people are like, oh, you have to be married 20 years for it to be good. Yeah. Yes, you can be working on it for 20 years, or you could have just started working on it a year ago or a couple of months ago or whatever. And so it doesn't matter when you start, as long as you start. Yeah. So yes, we appreciate everything that you all bring to the table and the jewels of knowledge, wisdom, understanding about not only your relationship, but yourself. Yeah. Yourself, the self-awareness in relationships. Man. I was talking, I think Kalia, we're not one of y'all, and I was talking to somebody else about, dating myself within a marriage. They're like, you still do that? I'm like,
facts.
Yeah. We do that. And so I'm fortunate to know that you all do the same thing. You take care of yourself. You make sure that you are well so your relationship can be well as well. And with Black love, that you are radiating not only Black love in the community and being an example, but love in general. Yeah. So thank you both. Yeah. All four of you for that.
What I want to say is that it was important to have these guests on in particular because, again, these guests are what I consider real couple goals. And the reason that I consider couple goals, if you look at what people are saying throughout the internet and everywhere else, and just in your atmosphere within arm's reach, a lot of people are describing these two couples right here. Yeah. Right. They want to be battle tested. They want to be vulnerable. They want to go through the highs and lows. They want to grow with their partner. Everybody talks about building with somebody, but yet and still we don't even know, and we haven't confirmed, and they haven't confirmed with themselves if they have the tools to even help them build in the first place. Right. Nobody confirmed if they had the tools. They just focus on we need to build something and not know what it is, let alone have the tools. So we brought these couples here to show our viewers and anybody else who watches the podcast, this is what real marriage looks like.
Right. And I know we just had Valentine's Day. And one of the things we discussed, it's nice to do something for someone on a special day. Yeah. But our love exists 365 every day.
Every day is Valentine's Day.
Right. Yeah. And so what we saw a lot was people, some of our single clients, like, oh, I'm so sad. Oh my gosh, Valentine's Day. Yeah. I want a person. Yeah. Because they see this on social media. Yeah. With their couple or couple friends. Yeah. And it's not that. And I love that you all really focused on getting to know you first.
Right.
Getting to know you first.
Yeah. And that's very important because, again, understanding that this is a everyday job that you signed up for. And some of us in this, especially on this panel, we signed up for this job a couple of times already.
Yes.
Right. But that doesn't mean just like in the real world, if you were supposed to, if you had the same job, you would have been on the same job that you had at 16, but you're no longer the same person at 16 on that job than you are the job you on at the age you on right now. So at the end, what I'm trying to say is, while some people in the church may frown on divorce, what I'm trying to say is sometimes you may need to have that to find that right person after you have found yourself. And so it doesn't matter in my case, in what I feel, how many times you have tried out for that job. Did you finally find the right job?
Right.
And the only reason you would have found the right job,
first.
right, is because you have done your resume. Right.
And then having good health care.
Right, right. You got to, but you wouldn't know to look for health care if you were still acting like you were 16 on that same job.
Back then, I just wanted the benefits. I didn't want the health care.
What you said?
I just wanted the perks of the job. I didn't really.
Right.
The overtime.
The overtime. Yeah, let me get that time and a half. But that's what this was all about. We hope our viewers really loved this segment. I know we talked about this about a week or two in advance, and we was like, we already know who we're gonna bring on these two power couples. So we thank you guys, and to give you guys a preview of our thanks and appreciation for you, we're gonna hit the lights right quick again. I'm gonna hit the lights. You tell them what we got here, baby.
So we have something special for both.
So we have something special for both, all four of you. So we're gonna unbox.
We're gonna unbox.
You're going real quick. I got small fingers.
All right, so we have our very own Conversating, Conversing, and Relating tumbler, as well as what's that, the glass?
This is the glass with the straw.
The glass with the straw. So we'll be sending these out to you guys, and they will have your name on it. We made these personally, okay? So
Wait, you said it got our names on it?
we will put your names on it, yeah. So these are just like the replicas that we're showing, and
So
on
we
your
got-
back you have the name.
No.
We don't have Mr. and
We
Mrs.
got some exclusive ones then. Okay.
Yeah. So y'all will have both of these. Each one will get a set, tumbler, 2 tumblers, 2 glasses with your names on it. And
Thank
for our
you.
listeners
Thank
and our
you.
viewers,
Of
we
course, no,
want
thank you.
we want you guys to understand that these tumblers for Conversating, Conversing, and Relating, along with some other tumblers and glasses that we have, as well as this shirt. Y'all like this?
Yeah.
I made this yesterday. Did it ourselves. So the other business that we have that we're starting is a printing press and etching business. So we made this shirt. I made this shirt myself. I showed my brother a preview of a shirt for his company, his elite group of guys that he works with. We made some AKA stuff for the wife. And so we're going to send you guys some shirts as well from our printing press startup company with some very special messages and cards. So be on the lookout for those.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that one that you showed me yesterday that the wife made about minding business.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hot.
Business.
Yeah, that one's Black History Month.
Yeah, minding my black-owned business. That was good. And so to our viewers, be on the lookout and visit our website, theobsidianluxgroup.com, and be on the lookout for that merchandise like tumblers, like shirts, like glasses and things like that, coffee mugs, different apparel that we'll be putting out pretty soon within the next coming months. Shipping and orders will be done by us, and the printing will be done by us. So we have our personal touch to it. So you guys be on the lookout for that.
Look, thank y'all for having us on here. I enjoyed coming on this. This was cool. If we had another set of couples down low, I'm telling you, Hollywood Squares. I mean, the tic-tac-toe game, X's and O's. And then we can really take it to the next level and get our game show on.
Right.
But again, thank you so much for having us on. I am truly impressed and proud of the new businesses y'all are starting. I think this is going to be an excellent look for your brand, and so excited about the year 2025. Thank you for giving us a platform to voice our experience with others and share with your audience and whatnot. This was cool. This was cool. Maybe you might consider doing this an annual thing.
Well, listen, I'm gonna speak before annual thing. I'm ready to meet the Fletchers in person. So
Make it happen.
either they come to Texas or we come to the Carolinas. Like hook that up. I'm ready to meet them in person.
What's the temperature?
We are happy to come to Texas.
Oh,
Listen. Just like the North Carolina users, we are taking the Fletchers on a special voyage. So
yeah,
they will get that opportunity.
40 more days.
See what that's like. But what we also gonna do is we're gonna crash the Dallas Hughes' location. So we're gonna collide with the Fletchers and make a surprise drop to the Dallas Hughes' location and get that going, so we can spend some time from a Thursday to a Sunday.
Come on with it. We got steak up here. Come on with it.
Oh, don't you threaten me with no good time.
I am definitely threatening you with a good time. Most definitely.
Say less.
Bring your own fork and your own knife. Bring it on.
Shout out to Miss Susie Newsom tuning in tonight.
Hey,
Mother. She said it's good to see and hear Black women holding up their kings in the sight of others. God bless you and keep showering them with praise. Such good love. She also sends it out and says, great show, my children. Love y'all, Mama.
Love you too, Mom.
Definitely a great show. You guys have had this experience. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank my wife. Thank the panel. And this has been amazing.
This has been.
Y'all should continue to film at that spot. That's a good spot. Yeah. The lights keep y'all going. They go on and off. I'm gonna
change the lights. The automatic lights. They save the bill, but golly, I'm gonna have to change those a little bit.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Start dancing.
Keep you up and down. Keep you up and down.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah.
Final words.
No, we appreciate both of you.
Yeah.
You know, we have lots of love for both of you. Like Fletchers, y'all know y'all like family to us, and you know North Dallas Hughes, y'all are family, overflowing with love for both of y'all. So, yes.
And it was a must that we put them two together because we knew the kind of power couple that both of these people were, and when you or both these people are, and when you put people like that together, it only gives you what our audience got a chance to experience tonight.
Right.
With them and with their knowledge and understanding. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank our panel of guests, and I'm out of here. We're gonna get something to eat, and we're gonna enjoy our new stuff.
Hey, look, y'all. I look forward to getting mine. I really do. But look, we're available to come back anytime you invite us, man. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed y'all. Look forward to meeting y'all. Like I said, you come to Dallas, you can get a steak, man. Bring it
Let's
on.
do it. Let's do it.
As long as we're not a mixed chili.
You gonna make some chili?
What'd you say, Kalia?
As long as we're not a mixed chili too.
I got you.
Thank you. And the cornbread.
Hey, look. Hey,
she put it down.
Clear. Look, in Dallas, they got better drive-throughs for slushies.
Oh, we'll be there.
That's fact.
That's fact.
We'll be there.
It has been wonderful. Please subscribe, share.
Subscribe.
Family,
We'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Till next time.